The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. One day I traveled to Berlin where the wall was. They tore it down in '89 in the name of love, but to some of us the wall still stands, and to some it never did. The problem lies not in the stones, but in the minds that built it. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. Everyone around the world all feel the same emotions. The children know what Lenin said, that all we need is love. We've glorified the intellect and sacrificed the heart. Let's blow the walls to kingdom come. We all can do our part, yeah. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. Paradise is nothing but a state of mind when there's love in your heart. Unity is waiting just around the bend. Now's the time for us to do our part. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers. The only thing that separates one people from another is the wall inside their heads when they forget we are all brothers.
I've got the blues, quarantine blues, I got the blues, yeah, quarantine blues. I wish this virus would go away. I'm in a real life version of Groundhog Day. I got the blues, quarantine blues. On tour in Chicago, that March day on top of the world, things are going my way. Started hearing about a virus, a tragic ordeal, and I got back to Nashville, it was getting real. All my shows canceled left and right. Things were gonna get worse when I was leaving inside. I got the blues, quarantine blues, I got the blues, yeah, quarantine blues. I wish that virus would go away. I'm in a real life version of Groundhog Day. I got the blues, quarantine blues. They started closing up shops, closed the schools, closed down the churches and the honky-tonks too, closed the restaurants, closed the parks, rolling up the sidewalks after dark. The biggest thrills at the grocery store, fighting over toilet paper, and then I said, Ma, I got the blues. Quarantine blues, I got the blues. Yeah, quarantine blues. I wish that virus would go away. I'm in a real-life version of Groundhog Day. I got the blues. Quarantine blues. Well, your dog can get a bath, but you can't cut your hair. And unless it's essential, you can't go anywhere. You better be sure when you leave your home, they're tracking every move on your cell phone. Never thought I'd live to see this nightmare called a new reality. I got the blues. Quarantine blues, I got the blues. Yeah, quarantine blues. I wish that virus would go away. I'm in a real-life version of Groundhog Day. I got the blues. Quarantine blues. I got the blues, yeah. Quarantine blues.
Woe to me, I'm undone. Unclean lips and a warrior tongue. When I'm with you, silence best becomes me. But love and flames, and I'm constrained to speak. If my eyes could see the fire that consumes me, to embrace this love and what it does to me, I need to know the unapproachable. I need to hide in arms unconditional. Becomes me, then love and flames, and I'm constrained to speak. If my eyes could see the fire that consumes me, to embrace this love and what it does to me, I need to know wanna be undone. I need to know the unapproachable. I need to hide in arms unconditional and lose my life and find the peace in letting go. I wanna be undone, undone.
Oh, pray away every day. Pray away, pray away. Oh, pray away every day. Sit right down. Close your eyes, feel your breath and recognize there ain't no problem God can't solve, no situation that love can't resolve. You got to pray it away. Oh, pray it away. Oh, you can pray it away every day. Focus on your heart, that's what you do. Everything you need will just come to you. Troubles and confusion will fade away when you take the time to meditate. Oh, pray it away. Oh, pray it away. Oh, you got to pray it away every day. Oh, yeah. Pray it away. Pray it away. Oh, you got to pray it away every day. Sit right down, close your eyes, feel your breath and recognize there ain't no problem God can't solve, no situation that love can't You got to pray it away. Pray it away. Got to pray it away every day.
supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Hello, and welcome to the People of Diversity Sunday service. We are a multi-faith community, and we believe there are many paths to one divinity. If you would like to learn more about the People of Diversity, or POD, go to www.peopleofdiversity.org. I'm going to say that again because it's a new website. www.pod, P-O-D, peopleofdiversity.org.
All one word.
All one word, yes. And there'll be more announcements after the message, so stay tuned.
Last week we finished up our topic of hope. Reverend Lydia Junis from New York and Rob Thorworth from Alabama gave us that service. Today we begin the topic of vision with our new speaker, Reverend Dr. Leslie Rust, our Christian representative, and we will have music from Jennifer Farron. Next week, we hear from Shaman Jerry Nettesheim and Michaela Townsend from Tampa. Without further ado, we'll see you on the other side.
Hi everyone, again, it's Jennifer Farron, and right now we're going to listen to the song Instruments of Peace, written in 2004. And the reason I thought this pertained to our series of vision is that the chorus is, with ears to hear and eyes to see, make us instruments of peace. And we're asking in the coming year and the days and the weeks and the months ahead that we do have those ears to be able to hear love, and we have the eyes to be able to see love, and to be able to see the path as it unfolds in front of us. May we be able to perceive all of the direction and the guidance that is coming our way, that Spirit and that the universe provides for us every minute of the day, if only we are conscious and have those ears to hear and those eyes to see. Almighty God, who was always waiting when we call, you are the one, the cornerstone of peace. Great is your power to release our pain inside. Please keep us all in the shelter of your light. Peace, hope, and love is the gospel we pray. May we have ears to hear. Peace, hope, and love is the gospel we sing. May we have eyes to see. Spirit on high, who is there to teach your children truth? Show us the way as we try to understand that in each soul is a light that wants to shine throughout this world and throughout all space and time. Peace, hope, and love is the gospel we pray. May we have ears to hear. of peace, with ears to hear and eyes to see. Make us all instruments, with ears to hear and eyes to see. Make us instruments of peace. Happy, happy, holy days to everyone. God bless us all in the coming year. And I hold a vision that all of us are going to be joyous, prosperous, healthy, and happy. Mwah. Until we meet again.
Hello, it's good to be with you again. My name's Leslie Rust, coming to you to bring a Christian perspective on the theme of vision. You'll notice if you saw me last time that I have kind of changed things up in terms of what my set is. This is, it's very plain here, as a matter of fact. The very bright and light room, and I'm wearing black this time on me. I figure between a little bit of black here and black here, the white, there'll be some contrast. You'll be able to see me. The other thing that changed with all this was this is a change of lighting, which is very important and kind of apropos to today's theme. I kept working on trying to get this straight, and you'll notice if I turn my head wrong, there's a glare off my glasses coming in the window. So I will try to keep turned this way a little bit that you don't have to deal with that. I've had to deal with that basically since the 7th grade. I have worn glasses for a long, long time. There was a dear teacher. His name was Max Watson. He was teaching health to a bunch of 7th grade boys. That's a challenge. He ought to be rewarded for that. And I noticed that one time Max was telling me that he thought I needed to get my eyes checked. And I kind of puzzled at that. I didn't really think about it. But he said, I notice you keep squinting when you're trying to see the board. And so he was the first person to notice that. Max always used to say, I'm just trying to help you, boys. I'm just trying to help you. And dear soul. So I went and I got glasses, and so I've had them ever since. They have been a constant in my life. There have been times that I slept in my glasses. There have been times that I got in the shower before I realized I still had them on. I mean, it's just a fixture on my face. If it were not my glasses, I don't know what I would do. So anyway, these glasses, I'll try to keep the glare down so that you can see me easily as we talk about vision. Now, I'm a kind of a stickler on this thing. My family gives me some degree of grief because I cannot abide to be in a car with a dirty windshield. Absolutely kind of drives me a little nuts. I'm kind of OCD about this thing. Every time we stop, every time I get gas, pretty much, I'm going to be washing the windshield. I will be the one to make sure there's washer fluid. I have got to be able to see it and see clearly. And I told my kids this while I was teaching them to drive. I said, you cannot drive where you cannot see. You have to be able to see. Vision is that important to get to where you're going. Vitally important with all that. Essential. And recently, I was going to see a friend one morning, going to go have a cup of coffee. So it was in the morning, and I was in the car, and I was driving to the east, which was where we were going to be meeting. And it happened to be that the sun was coming up. It was a bright, clear day, and the sunlight was absolutely blinding me. I was crying. And especially my right eye. And I kept trying to adjust, do something, pull down the visor, anything I could. And I ended up having to just drive with one eye. I had to close this eye completely to be able to drive because it was just painful. I said, this is not right. This is not good. So I made an appointment with my optometrist. And they told me, they said, yes, you've got cataracts and it's time to get them fixed. So that was, it was to be expected. I'm getting older. They told me years ago it was probably going to happen. So I knew that this was upcoming. I also knew this was a lot different procedure than years ago. I can remember my grandmother having her cataracts done, and she had to be in the hospital for a week. They had to put sandbags on each side of her head so she didn't move around. It was quite the experience. Now it's pretty much almost kind of a drive-by, drive-through kind of operation. So I had my eyes done. I had the first one done. And because of a vacation for the ophthalmologist, it was going to be 4 weeks between having mine done rather than the customary 2. Usually they like do them 2 weeks apart so they can get you changed and kind of through the healing process. That was not going to be the case with me. And so there I was. I'd got my right eye fixed, and I had this kind of strange in-between time where my vision was just a mess. Just a mess. They were fixing my eyes for distance vision. Okay. So the right one was fixed for distance, but now I couldn't see close up. So I had to take the lens out of my glasses and just go with one lens and no lens. And over in this eye, I could see close up fairly well, but my distance vision was still not good. The other thing that happened that was kind of interesting was all of a sudden the brightness intensity was all off because this eye needed a lot more protection than this one. And so I had these strange mismatched eyes, and I had to read with one eye. And, sometimes it was just a mess. It was interesting. But it was a great thing because all of a sudden I could see things I couldn't see before. Went out to walk one night, and I looked up at the moon, and I closed my left eye, so I had my good distance eye. And all of a sudden it was so bright, and it was so clear, and it was so in focus. And it was like I had not seen the moon that clearly since before I had glasses as a boy. When I looked up at it and we were doing the Apollo missions, it was just astounding. It was astounding to me. Eventually we got my other eye fixed. And all of a sudden, like I say, it was, I could see things so clearly. And they were bright, they were vivid. Colors were intense. I have a good friend who's colorblind. I can't imagine a world that's only white, black, and grayscale. So I had this thing where we fixed my eyesight, but it was more than just fixing my eyesight. It was a powerful experience that made me appreciate vision once again. Eyesight, it's this marvelous, miraculous gift that we have. Simply to see what is around us is a great spiritual gift. But, and this is part of where we're going with this, they fixed my eyesight. Eyesight is not insight. Eyesight is not insight. Insight is something different. And so when we talk about vision in kind of this spiritual sense, I think we need to be reminding ourselves there is a difference between sight and vision. Now, coming from a Christian perspective, there are a variety of ways in which Scripture talks about vision. Many of those come to us in the Old Testament. And one of the first things we see from that is the sense of vision as dreams. In the book of Genesis, Joseph has these dreams. And in these dreams, Joseph, at one point, kind of all the sheaves, these 11 sheaves around him, bow down to his stalk, which is his 11 brothers. And so his brothers take issue with this kind of dream because it's a visual presentation of what is going to be a spiritual reality. And his brothers are irritated with that. And then a little bit later he says, oh, guess what? I had another dream. And in this one, 11 stars bowed down to me, and the sun and the moon as representatives of his parents. And so his brothers take great issue. They have enough insight, if you will, to see, I'm going to say that a lot today, to see what it is he is saying. So much, in fact, that they decide to get rid of him. And in so doing, they further the process that is going to make that vision a reality. They sell him into slavery. He goes off to Egypt, where he becomes second to Pharaoh, and they eventually do come. So there's this sense that visions and dreams are connected. There are the times that we have visions, which are insights by the prophets, where they see something. In Jeremiah chapter 18, he goes down to the potter's house and he's watching the potter make a pot. And as the potter works on it, he's displeased with it. Something in the clay wasn't right, and he smashes it down and starts again. And Jeremiah sees this very simple kind of daily action, but sees into that and says, is this not what God can do with Israel? Okay, so there's this sense where sometimes it's not a dream, it's simply seeing the world around you and being able to see from that something else at a different level, a different degree. Joel promises that in the last days your young men shall see visions and your old men shall dream dreams, which gets taken up in Peter's sermon at Pentecost. Or Isaiah has this vision we hear of where the lion and the lamb shall lie down together. This kind of inherent predator-prey relationship will be overcome in some sense in the fullness of God's plan and time. So there's a variety of these ways to talk about that. And they're all talking about insight that's not there simply on the surface. I'm going to turn for a few minutes to John, the Gospel of John, chapter 9, because this to me is the best story around to talk about this connection between Jesus and vision. It's the story of the man born blind. I'm not going to read all of it. There are a few parts of it I want you to hear. But before I do that, let me say a couple of things about the Gospel of John. Gospel of John, we have this, from the very beginning, there is this contrast between light and darkness. And the light, Jesus representing the light is shown in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Light is life, darkness is death, those things intimately related. In the Gospel of John, we also have this thing that goes on where people are operating at different levels. And a lot of people are operating at a surface level, and Jesus wants to reveal something deeper. And so that takes place. And we also have this thing where Jesus offers what are called the I am statements, which harkens back to the Old Testament as well. But in this particular passage, he's going to talk about, I am the light of the world. In essence, I am the one that shows forth what things are. And in the Gospel of John also, seeing is also knowing on a consistent basis. In this story, there are a variety of characters, and it's well developed as a story, which is also characteristic of John. Listen to how each of them perceives things. Beginning in verse 1, as he passed by, he saw a man blind from birth, and his disciples asked him, saying, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he should be born blind? Jesus answered, neither this man sinned nor his parents, but it was in order that the works of God might be displayed in him. We must work the works of him who sent me as long as it is day. Night is coming when no man can work. While I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Then he goes on, he takes some soil and mixes his spittle, makes clay, rubs it on the man's eyes. He goes and he washes and he comes back seeing. And then they take him to the Pharisees. He's been healed. And it was on the Sabbath. And so the Pharisees are seriously distressed that this happened. And so they're asking this guy, kind of badgering him really, asking him how he received his sight. And he said, he applied clay to my eyes. I washed, I see. It's pretty straightforward, simple. And they said, well, this man is not from God. He didn't keep the Sabbath. And so they go through this whole thing. They bring the guy's parents in to make sure we got a positive ID. They say, well, I don't know how it happened, and all these things. And eventually the man and the Pharisees argue back and forth. And it's actually got an element of humor there, where he is taking the Pharisees to task. And in the long run, they throw him out. The Pharisees don't want to deal with him. They don't believe him. They don't believe anything that Jesus could have done. And so Jesus, and we'll get to this scene in a minute, Jesus finds the man again and they talk. But I want you to think about who sees what in this episode. The disciples, what do they see? They see a sinner. They see a theological test case. They see a man with a problem. They see a chance to get an answer. But they see the man mostly as an object. Jesus sees it as an opportunity to help, an opportunity to bring wholeness and fullness and the light of God into a place and a situation that is dark. That's what he came for. So we have that. Then we have the Pharisees who look at this, and I think they see, what do they see? They see a legal violation. They see an avenue of attack they can use against Jesus to say this man is not who he says he is. He's not doing what he should be doing. We have the man's parents. What do they see? They see, it's very interesting. You don't sense any compassion from them on this. Maybe they wrote him off a long time ago. They see a danger of their being ostracized if they go with this thing. So they're pretty much, you just talk to him, we're out of it. We have the man himself. It's very interesting. It's the man himself who has lived his life in darkness and blindness, and now he can actually see. He has eyesight, and he has growing insight. As he goes through this story, his insight becomes more clear and more clear. You know who's missing in this story? We ourselves. Because when we come to this narrative and we read it, I think if we read it well, it makes us more aware of our own perspective, our own point of view. Kind of bubbles up to the surface here. See, everybody has a point of view in this story. They all have filters from the beginning as to what it is they're seeing. And some of those things need correction. which is part of what Christ does here. Okay? But they all are looking at particular facets of this part of the story. Each of them looks at it from a slightly different angle. And the fact that we have these kinds of points of view in our own life, in our own spiritual journey, we have to be made aware of those. And usually that's going to take some kind of corrective help. Otherwise, we don't see things, or we just see things on the surface, and we never get to any deeper understanding. It's a fabulous story. And part of what happens is what happens at the end. We've got all these kind of conversations going on, and the back and forth, and kind of, mom and dad are like, oh, ask him. They talk to him, and he's like, well, do you want to be his disciples too? And they're like, no. Back to verse 35. Jesus heard that they had put him out, and finding him, he said to the man, do you believe in the Son of Man? He answered and said, and who is he, Lord, that I may believe in him? And Jesus said to him, listen to the wording, you have both seen him, and he is the one talking to you. And he said, Lord, I believe. And he worshiped him. And Jesus said, for judgment I have come into the world, that those who do not see may see, and that those who see may become blind. Those of the Pharisees who were with him heard these things and said to him, we are not blind too, are we? Jesus said to them, if you were blind, you would have no sin. But since you say we see, your sin remains. We go from a man born blind who everyone sees as a sinner. By the end of the story, the tables have turned, and those who thought they saw so clearly have been pointed at as those who are missing it. It's a great story, well written, beautiful dynamics. The language is beautiful. And a great story, I think, for us to consider what it is to have a Christian vision of things. And part of that is this: do we see others as Christ sees them? Because obviously in this story there are different ways people look at each other. And there's a particular way Christ looks at people. That would be the Christian perspective on vision. Do we see what Christ calls us to be and do? Also an element of Christian vision. Being able to see what God has in store, what it is we can do to make the world more of that place that the prophets envisioned, a place of peace and a place of justice and a place without violence, a place where love prevails. And finally, do we see God, Christ, Spirit, in the glorious light that John would have us see? That ultimately is the vision that draws us forth, the vision that we need to see clearly if we're to follow faithfully. So, I've still got glasses. My eyesight's better than it was. I gained insights I didn't have before. We all need some of that correction. some of that helps us to see and see clearly. Thoughts for you to ponder and consider. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Jennifer. You are always awesome, and we just love you so much.
Amen.
Yeah, amen. And Leslie, you are fitting in so well.
Oh, yeah.
And we are definitely so happy to have you as part of this pod family. You've been part of my family for a really long time, but being in the pod family is extra special. So thank you very much. Philip and team, thank you all very much, and we so appreciate you, everything you all do to keep this crazy train running. And so if you are out there in the world and you need this kind of stuff done, go to the address below and contact Philip and his team, and they can do live or they can do online.
Or virtual.
Virtual, that's what I meant, virtual, and they can help you out. So thank you all very much. Past services are available at the People of Diversity Facebook group, Facebook page, and we also have a People of Diversity YouTube channel that has a playlist function, so you can search on topic or you can search by faith if there's something particular that you want to see. So you can get notifications about the services before they come on by joining the People of Diversity Facebook group or the Facebook page or the YouTube channel, and then you'll get a reminder on Sundays before it happens.
Ding!
We have a second broadcast at 5:45 p.m. on Facebook Live, Sundays, Facebook Live. It's the morning service rebroadcast, so if you're doing something else in the morning or you want to send somebody back to that service, you can 5:45 p.m. And right after the morning service, immediately following, we do a live Zoom deep dive, and the address for that is in the event and probably on the comment section as well. We try to do that, and it's 30 minutes. We keep it to 30 minutes and just chat about the message, chat about what's going on. Everybody check in. It's just nice to see people face to face, especially people that we don't get to see very often because they're so far away. So join us for that immediately after the service. That's all I know.
Okay. We have started to do live events on the first and last Monday of every month at the Unitarian Universalist Friendship Fellowship Hall in Rockledge. The next event is tonight. Now you're saying to yourself, Scott, that's not Monday. But Donna Frost was coming to town, so we made a special event just for her. Come and join us. She's amazing. She has a steel 12-string guitar. She has her ukulele. She has amazing songwriter. Come and join us for an evening of laid back,
Fun.
happy, fun music. Yeah. She's always a joy to hang out with. So join us for that. The following night, which is a Monday, is the last Monday of the year and of this month. So we will do a burning bowl ceremony. Jerry Nettesheim and myself will facilitate that process and allow us to release what no longer serves us, call in what we are wanting to put into 2025, and spend some time in fellowship together. So join us for both Sunday, tonight, and tomorrow night down at the Unitarian Universalist Friendship Fellowship Hall in Rockledge.
I want to add something.
Okay.
Donna is, if you're not familiar, Donna is one of our pod musicians. She's been a regular with us for a very long time. Back when we were live at the pod, she would come there whenever she was in town. This is a $20 suggested love offering at the door, but if you don't have $20, it's been right after Christmas, I get it. You don't have $20 or you only have $5 or $1, whatever. Just come on, because no one will be turned away, and Donna's just really excited about coming and being with us. So let's everybody come out and join us for that. There's no charge for the burning bowl service, but we will gratefully accept donations for that. So that's it.
We do a country every week. This week, our country is the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is an island kingdom in northwestern Europe. It is comprised of 4 distinct regions or areas: England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. Although they make up one country, they are each distinct and very different from each other. Let's hold the people of the United Kingdom in our hearts, pray for their peace, harmony, and joy, and say these words together.
May peace prevail in the United Kingdom. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in me. Thank you. Okay, next week, shaman Jerry Nedesheim and musician Michaela Townsend. That'll be a good one on the topic of vision. If you would like to make a tithe or a donation, help support the pod, we would really appreciate that. Go to www.peopleofdiversity.org. We just take a second and say, thank you, Spirit, for all of the wonderful things that have gone on this year, the beautiful people, the financial support, everything that has come our way, and everything that the pod has sent out into the world. We are so grateful. Amen.
Thank you.
Last thing, our healing circle, and we have some good news. We've been putting our musician brother Victor Morgado in the center of the circle and saying lots of prayers for him, because he was in an automobile accident several weeks ago, and he is now home from the hospital and recovering well. So keep him in the circle, but we are just really happy to be able to share that with people. So Victor's doing much better. So bring to your mind's eye anyone in your family, friends, the world, wherever, any situation, person, place, or thing, and put them in the center of our circle. We're going to join our energy together and listen to this last song, and we really appreciate it. And don't forget to open up and get some on yourself.
That's the big one right there.
Yeah, really. Happy New Year. We're looking forward to next year. Big things coming for the pod. We've got some big things going, and we'll be sharing those. So thank you.
Have a great week.
All right, bye.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of